Welcome. Students sometimes ask me, should they or should they not include a citation at any given point in their student writing? And it can be difficult to decide, should a citation be included, because citations can distract from the flow of reading in an academic paper. In this video, I'd like to address how to choose an appropriate level of citation when writing a student paper in APA style. Let's get started. I've given the subtitle for this presentation, Applying an Appropriate Level of Citation to an APA Style Paper. Yeah, not too creative, but it gets to the point. All right, what is an appropriate level of citation? Well, it meets two general criteria. Demonstration of academic honesty, so avoiding the potential for plagiarism of another's work. It also shows the reader of your paper, usually your professor, that you have been acquiring data from reasonably appropriate sources. But it also avoids creating unnecessary distractions, which is sometimes called overcitation. So, what must be cited in APA-style writing? Well, you identify the source of any data that you employ if you are paraphrasing the ideas or the words of another person. And this paraphrasing means to state someone else's words using your own verbiage. You must also include a citation if you quote another person. In other words, when you duplicate someone's words. You must include a citation when you refer to data or to data sets, as frequently occurs in statistical analysis courses. You must also include a citation if you reuse or adapt tabular information from a table, or a figure. Now, this figure includes images. So all images that you did not create yourself are going to require a citation. And this includes images that are in the public domain, such as those that have been acquired from, let's see, where do I get my old public domain images? I want to say it's the British Museum of Natural Science. I may have the title of that work, that organization, incorrect, but I have a number of photographs, or they were actually line drawings, but I've then printed them on my photo printer, of artwork from natural science books from the last century. Now, these works are not under copyright, but if I were to use any one of them in an academic paper, I would have to cite the source of that image that I use. And this also includes information that's licensed in the Creative Commons. Creative Commons complements copyright law and allows creators of information, including images, to assign a license to use the work in particular for particular purposes. If you use a work licensed in the Creative Commons in one of your academic papers, you have to cite it, or cite the source of the image. So What's undercitation? Undercitation is including data from a source without giving proper attribution as to the source of the data. So, in other words, most data that you include in your academic papers will require a citation of some sort, usually in the citation reference format, where each citation requires a complementary entry on the references list, and each entry on the references list requires at least one complementary citation within the paper. The exception to this is a personal communication citation. This is acknowledgement of information that you received directly from a source, and no one else would have ready access to that information except from you, as in the paper that you're writing. So if you conduct an interview with someone, you would cite their comments using a personal communication citation, and you do not include an entry for that citation in your references list. On the other side of the coin, what is overcitation? Now, overcitation just really creates a distraction to the reader. So it's the excessive repetition of a citation to the same source. So the way to think about this is by paragraph. Within a paragraph, a source needs to be identified only once, as long as no other source is introduced, there's no change in topic, and it remains clear to the reader that the data you're presenting came from that single source. Also, within a paragraph, it's possible to identify the source of data without including the year of publication of the data. For example, Smith, then in parentheses, 2022, reported blah, blah, blah. But Smith did not find yada, yada, yada. It's that second use of Smith. Normally we would include the year of publication of Smith's work. But here, because it's clear to the reader that I'm referring to the same Smith, because it's within the same paragraph and I haven't identified any other Smiths, it's clear that I'm referring to the same Smith, so I need only one identification of the year of publication. Now, if you write a paragraph in which you identify data as coming from Smith, and then in a sentence or two later you identify data that came from Jones, if you then again want to present data that came from Smith, you have to cite Smith again, because you've introduced that intermediary, Jones, that breaks the flow of the source of information as you're presenting it to the reader. All right. This is a quick video. The idea came to me because a student had asked me this week, what is an appropriate level of citation? How often should I include citations in my work? And my pat answer was, you cite every datum that you include in your paper, and you don't have to cite your judgments, because those are something that you are making as the scholar. But if you include any data in defense of a claim that you're presenting, or as an example, then you've got to identify the source of that data. And then the student went on and asked me whether or not I'd be willing to create a video specifically addressing appropriate level of citation. So I hope this video addressed the student's needs. and helps you in preventing under and overcitation in your work. But I've got a favor to ask of you. Please share advice with other students. In the comment section of this video, please tell us how many citations do you usually include on each page of the academic papers that you write. What specific advice have your professors offered to you that have helped you to better cite the sources of the data that you use? And in general, what advice do you have for other students about APA-style citation and also referencing? You might find that the advice you post in the comment section of this video help other students to improve the quality of their work, and the comments that they post might help you improve the quality of your work. I hope the content in this video was interesting to you. Choosing the right level of citation is a bit challenging, and it's nuanced, and quite honestly, it requires a bit of practice. Now, the more frequently you read papers that have been written in APA style, the more comfortable you will become in including citations in your own work. And until we meet again in a future video, I wish you the absolute best in all of your academic work, and particularly in your citing of the data that you use in your papers. Bye for now. Mika, you are a nice dog. What a good girl. Yes. You are comfortable here. You like taking a nap. Yeah. What a nice dog. It's a cool day. It's nice today, isn't it? You're very comfortable. Whoa, big teeth you got there, Grandma. Okay. But we still have some more work to do on the video, so we have to go back to the computer. Yeah, but it's okay. I love you.